Juliana Gillis is, actually she's one of my students, and I have called her Little Buddha, that's her name, because as we were in our classes, I was recognizing that she was accelerating at the speed of lightning. She was like knowing this stuff so fast, it was amazing. So she has developed her own form of yoga with sound healing, and she has studied sound vibration. You're certified in it, right? In sound healing. And so she's going to talk to us about the importance of it and how we can apply that to our lives, personal lives. So if you don't mind, please give her a warm, huggy welcome and applaud her. Thank you.
Hi guys, I'm so grateful for all of you, and I'm actually really honored to have been asked to speak at this, and I love you all so much, so thank you. And so Maria and I actually started a company called I Am Empowered Now, and the past, years of my life, I've been on this self-love journey, basically, and that's how we developed I Am Empowered Now. And one of the ways we do this, right, to be empowered. And it was funny because I started to do, I have like 15 years of experience through yoga, and I would do chanting, I would do certain things. I kind of gathered from a little bit of this, a little bit of that, taking courses, through all my years, and also through dance. I've done acting when I was like in middle school, going to California, just like little bits of this and that. And it was funny that one of the ways I found I kept finding self-love, like true self-love, was through sound. I didn't really understand it or know why, but here we are, and I've noticed it gives me a lot of power. And that's really what I have been looking for this whole time, was to tap into a power. Like Maria was saying earlier, there's a ton of different tools to use to tap into power. And one of the ways is sound. I want to ask a couple of you. So Amy, what is something that you love to do?
I love to network. I love to meet new people. I love hanging out with my kids, spending time with my kids, being in nature, kayaking, all that.
Those last two things. So you love hanging out with your kids and being in nature.
Mm-hmm.
Angela, what do you love to do?
I love to do yoga. I would say that's one of my, walk on the beach, big nature fan as well. Like to travel.
Perfect. Okay. Gail, what do you love to do?
Those were some dittos. Travel, Kundalini yoga, meditation.
Okay, so we have hanging out with your children, going to the beach, being in nature, yoga, Kundalini, right? I'm going to start, so just kind of think on that, right? So we're going to put that out there, just some things that we love to do, okay? So now I'm going to have everybody close your eyes, okay? So this is going to be really uncomfortable, I found. So when I first started this is like really uncomfortable, okay? Because I have found I wasn't used to doing this at all, right? So we're going to close our eyes and feel the energy outside of you, okay? Feel the energy around you in this room. Now, go within inside of you and feel the energy within you. So like, how do you feel? There's an emotion there, okay? Feeling the energy. Now, we're gonna take a breath in, and when you breathe in and when you breathe out, you're gonna hum. And then again, breathe in, hum again. And now we're going to do it one more time, and when you hum out, you're going to smile. Now take a moment, feel what's inside of you, and feel the the difference from when you started until now. And then now go outside of you and feel the difference in the energy around you and in this room. Okay, now slowly come back and open your eyes. Okay, Hannah, how do you feel from where you started to where you finished?
I was internally the same, but externally I could definitely feel the room shift.
You feel the room shift. Perfect. Maria, what about you?
My internal was like vibrating, like just beautiful. But the room felt chaotic to me, you know. And then afterwards, it softened up a little bit, but it was almost like there was no definition, there was no boundary. It just felt like it opened up and everything kind of softened and evened out, which was beautiful.
And Crystal?
I felt like the vibration, you know, when I was breathing, you know, in here, and then on the outside it was like I was kind of like, you know, and then I opened my eyes, and then I was kind of like, oh, that's nice. So it gave me a good feeling.
Yeah. So during the day, we have about 60 to 80,000 thoughts per day. That's a lot of thoughts. That's a lot going on in our heads. And I have found a lot of my own thoughts are BS, right? A lot of them do not matter. A lot of them there's a lot going on, right? And why I asked you from the beginning, what are the things that you truly love to do, right? There was nature, there was hanging out with your children, there was yoga, you know, kundalini. So really it's being present in the moment, and it's slowing down your thoughts. That's actually why I have found I love sound so much, or I love going to the beach so much. It's because I'm able to get into the present moment, and that's where my power is, and that's when I can really indulge in the moment, and my thinking is no longer going on, right? That's when I can truly enjoy. And then also, when I start implementing sound, right, as a power, I can start creating gaps within my thinking, because that's a lot of thoughts going on. And when I can be conscious of my thoughts that are happening, I can actually sit there and flush out the thought. And I can become present in the moment, and then I can truly enjoy. So I don't have to go to the beach to have a magical moment. I can be here and have a magical moment. I can be driving in my car and I can have a magical moment, because I'm able to create these gaps that are starting to happen with my thinking, right? So that's what I started to realize, like, through my self-love journey that I have found. Now, there is something also interesting. Have you ever, like, picked up the phone and you're calling, you know, a company, and they play this, like, you went into it and you're like, man, I'm feeling good, I'm feeling great, and then you pick up the phone and you're like, okay, I have to do this, it's on, you know, because we have responsibility today, so we have to make this call. And they're playing this music, and you're just sitting there, you're just waiting, you do what you need to do, but then you feel like, wow, I feel a little off. I don't know what's going on, right? Like, I feel off. It was that music, right? Like, there are certain sounds that will raise our vibration level. So one of the tools that I use in this, so also I'm aware of what's going on. And that's how I've been able to, like, create these gaps in my thinking, so I can pay attention consciously. But also there's different sounds that I use. So, like, being at the beach, right? Like, hearing the ocean. Like, that has created a sense of higher vibration. But I can't bring the beach with me all the time, right? But I can if I want to put it on my phone. So one of the ways Maria and I use, you know, healing is through these, like, crystal bowls, Tibetan bowls. So, like, in the morning, what I started to do was I took my Tibetan bowl, and for 5 minutes, I would just play the Tibetan bowl, right? And what it does, it will actually sink into your brain, and it will stay in there, that sound. And it will carry with you through the day. Well, it was funny, the other day, me and my mom always go, And I said to her, I said, wait a second, I think we like this so much because there's a hum to it. Like so it increases my vibration when I go, You know, there's a hum. And through the yoga, taking bits and pieces, so that's one of the things I do through yoga is sound. And it gets really uncomfortable because I have found when I started, I was like, oh, this is really weird, right? Like I'm not used to using my voice through different types of sounds. But it starts raising your vibration. So when things are going on through the day, it actually will start sinking into your brain. I have found if I'm not conscious of it, there's things that are going on in my head that I'm not even aware of. And what we say to ourselves is really important. So they did a study with yogurt and it was really cool. So they had like 3 different yogurts, and the one they talked to the yogurt, and they said a lot of like loving things to the yogurt. Like, I love you, you're amazing. And they never put these yogurts in the fridge. So the yogurt, it stayed healthy. Like you could literally still eat the yogurt like a week later, and it was amazing. Then the second yogurt, they just completely ignored. They never talked to it, did anything with it, and it went straight black. And then the next yogurt, they said like low vibration things to it. Like, I hate you, you're not beautiful, I don't like you, and it turned moldy. It's so important to use sound as an empowerment tool for me, truly. So I can be conscious of what I'm saying to myself, or if I'm around a certain person, right? Like, because a lot of the things I have found are not coming from me. Like my those limiting beliefs are not from me. Sound, I have found, is so important to use on a daily basis. That's what came about with our business. So like this Sunday for our event, and it's fun, right? When you got a big group of people and you can feel the vibrations, right? And then it will carry with you through the day. So like as I'm walking, like I love to meditate as I walk, pay attention to my body, and I'll do a hum. Like the humming, I found, just brings a lot of peace, and then it starts to, and you felt how the room shifted, right? It shifts with everybody. So as I'm humming, the people around me can feel the vibration, and then their vibration lifts as well. And then just slowly but surely we'll just keep raising the consciousness level of, everyone around you in your home and everywhere you go. That's pretty much what I have of the basics. There's a lot more to it. Any questions? Yeah.
Thank you, this was wonderful. Can you give other examples of sound, like one humming, listening to music?
Yeah, so
I just was wondering what other suggestions you have.
Yeah, so there's the sound bowls, there's chimes, there's also, it's called binary music. So basically there's like different frequencies that I'll listen to. If you want to get with me after, I literally listen to this as I go to sleep. Because it will stick in my brain. There's also a gong that you can use. We are going to be ordering that. That's like amazing. But there's also there's like these tools that I can use too on you that I'll hit them together, and then I can put them on each of your chakras. It's like it's called a tuning fork. So there's a ton of different instruments that you can use on yourself. And even the tuning fork, you can dance as well with it. And like through dance, that raises your frequency level. Then you add sound to that. And even just your own music, right? Like just listening to music. One of the things I do is I meditate with a song. Like, and I'll dance to it at the end. Like it's very fun. There's like just so many different creative ways that you can do it. But yeah, if you want to get with me, I can definitely show you on YouTube some of the binary, the music that I listen to at night, or sometimes even in my car, or when I'm at the beach, when I bring a speaker. I'll play it, and then sometimes I raise it really high, and then I get everyone around me kind of like, I remember these girls came up to me like, what is that? Because it's a really like, is a different type of noise, but it will actually stick in your brain, you know, and carry with you through the day. Yeah.
Thank you, Juliana. And the other thing, while you were saying what can we do at home, there is something that I tried. I wanted to throw that in. You know, if the person doesn't have sound bowls to use, or if there's no music available and they're in a group of people, what could you do? And the very humming that you presented, I've tried it because Italian families are very loud and very sporadic if you've ever been to an Italian gathering. So, but the humming, I would sit there by myself and start, like just come up with a song. And interestingly enough, because I'd stay at that space, it seemed like everybody kind of quieted down and their voices were in synchronicity, a little bit softer. I didn't realize this is, you know, what I used to do when we had bigger family gatherings, but until you shared that little tool, I'm like, oh yeah, that's why I must have done that. I thought I was like distracting myself from all the talking, but in actuality, it works.
It's the humming.
It works.
The humming is like game changer.
I love that.